Hi everyone, I wanted to do a review of this book today. It's called Mirror of Our Sorrows and it's by Pierre Lemaitre, and it's the second book of his that I've read. The other one, All Human Wisdom, I really loved as well. And the two books are part of a trilogy. The other one is called The Great Swindle, which I haven't yet read. So I'm doing them all out of order, but that's okay. I'm still enjoying them very much. And what I love about, first of all, I want to talk about the style of his writing that I love. It's tragicomic, I would say. It's referring to, really painful moments in history, yet he has a light touch and he sort of brings humor throughout the story in terms of the way he characterizes people in their flaws and in all their imperfection. So in this particular story, it focuses on the Great Exodus from Paris in June 1940, when 2 million men, women and children fled along the roads of Paris towards the roads of France towards the south in a matter of a few days. And the way he brings these disparate characters together in the end, which I won't tell you how they're brought together because that would spoil the story, is so clever. I'll give you an example of some of the characters. So there's Fernand, who's like a security guard who's in charge of taking all these prisoners to the south, and lots of them escape, and it's all a bit of a disaster and kind of embarrassing for him, but he has no choice. He has to perform this role, and then he wants to be released at the end and join his wife. And then there's Jules, who's a bistro owner from Paris who helps Louise because she has this desire to find out about her mother's past and a secret sibling that she's just found out about, a half sibling called Raoul. She's desperate to find him, and Jules, who's known her all her life, agrees to help her on this trek, and he takes her in his car, which gets really damaged and ends up having to be abandoned, but he's a great friend to her. And there's also someone called Desiree, who's a really interesting character. It reminds me of that film Catch Me If You Can. I don't know if you remember that one with Leonardo DiCaprio, where he becomes all these different people. And this is what Desiree does. At one point he's a lawyer, another point he's sort of a consultant to the government, and further along in the story he becomes a priest, and he's running a refugee center in the south. And the people who are quite Catholic in his flock notice that he gets all his liturgies wrong, but he explains it as it's just a different way of performing the liturgy. And he's got a very smooth tongue, and he manages to explain away any inconsistencies that people pick up on. And I loved him as a character because when you read about these kinds of people or you hear about them, you think, oh, they're just immoral. But actually he managed, in his various guises, he manages to do a lot of good for people, and he saves a lot of lives through his refugee center. So I just love this so much. I just thought he has such a lyrical, witty voice. And if you get a chance to read it, I would highly recommend that you do, and also the other books in the trilogy. I will try and read The Great Swindle and get back to you about that one. I think I think it's before the First World War by memory, but hopefully that'll be a good read as well. So that's all for now. Thank you.